Hello everyone, welcome to ABC Interactive English. I'm Mike.
And I'm Sam.
And I'm not thirsty, and I feel good about that because we're in the desert. We're in the middle of the desert.
Oh yeah, so much
You can
sand
see around us how hot and dry it is.
I don't know why I'm wearing a sweater.
What are you doing? Are you crazy? Look at you in your sweater. Do you have enough water?
I hope
with you?
so.
Okay.
I hope so.
Well, we'll make sure you do. Because yes, the desert is a very dry place. But as we learned yesterday, not always a hot and dry place. The Sahara is hot and dry, but the biggest desert in the world is not hot.
It'd be very, very cold, but you
Yeah.
still would need a lot of water.
That's true, but also a nice warm jacket and maybe that sweater because really, deserts are just places where there is very little rain. So the South Pole, Antarctica, there is very little rain there. So it is actually a really big desert. But like us, I think you guys probably think of a hot, sunny, dry place.
Lots of sand.
Camels, maybe a cactus.
Oh, yeah.
You know, here or there. The Sahara Desert. I don't think they have cacti in the Sahara Desert, but they might have other small plants and palm trees, right?
Oh yeah,
They
and
might
the
have
oases
those.
that we're
That's
going to look
right.
at in a little bit in our
We'll
reading.
be learning about those. Now, the Sahara Desert, of course, covers much of North Africa. There must be, what, 8, 10, 12 countries in there in the Sahara Desert?
I would think so,
In
yeah.
some way, so it's really, really big, and it's a really, really hard place to live, obviously, because it's so dry, it's so hot, nothing grows there, really.
yeah.
You can't really grow your own food in the Sahara Desert. So today, we're going to be looking at kind of what life is like for some of the people who live and survive in this really hot, dry part of the world, the Sahara. The Sahara is also the hottest desert. In summer, daytime temperatures above 49 degrees Celsius are common, and the hottest temperature on record was 58 degrees Celsius. It doesn't stay that way the whole time.
Okay, so now we are back to our reading and we're going to be looking at the Surprising Sahara Desert Part 2.
So hot.
I know. So we found in the first part that there were some things that were kind of surprising, as in that it's not just flat and it's not just sand, that there's mountains and there's valleys and plateaus and all that kind of stuff. So let's see what else can we learn about the Sahara. So our reading goes, the Sahara is also the hottest desert. In summer, daytime temperatures above 49 degrees Celsius are common, and the hottest temperature on record was 58 degrees Celsius.
It's so hot. That is very hot. That would be a dry heat.
Oh, yeah.
It wouldn't be humid and wet like it is in Taiwan. It would be really dry, but still 58 degrees.
Yeah, that's pretty hard for me to imagine because I grew up, especially because I grew up with Fahrenheit instead of Celsius.
Okay, being
but
an American,
I will say, I guess that's probably really hot.
It's like 120 maybe? 100 and something like that Fahrenheit. But of course, these would be the daytime temperatures. Very high, but actually that's kind of surprising because the hottest place in the world is often said to be Death Valley in California. And that's a desert, but it's quite a small desert. And maybe just that one area of that California, the American desert, is hot, whereas the Sahara is really big. So that's why it comes out as the hottest desert in the world. Of all the deserts, it's the hottest. But of course, the daytime temperatures, those would be the ones to be a little worried about, to definitely check if you're traveling or near the Sahara Desert, because as we know, when the sun is up, the temperatures are hottest, right? The air is the warmest, and this is during daytime. We can talk about during the daytime, or we could also use it as an adjective, daytime temperatures as opposed to nighttime, because daytime is during the day, when the sun is up, when you are outside, when you're going to work, going to school. Lunchtime is during the daytime. Breakfast is at the beginning of the daytime. You might go home at the end of the daytime as the evening or night starts. And once the sun goes down, of course, it is not daytime anymore. Now it is nighttime. But if you're up and about and doing stuff and the sun is up and the birds are singing, it's probably daytime.
Yes, and so here we had daytime temperature. So temperature is how we measure how hot something is.
Or cold.
Or cold, true. So the temperature is just the degree of hotness or coldness that something is. And so we can use temperature and measure temperature in many different ways. The two most common are Fahrenheit that we use in America, and then Celsius, where it's used pretty much everywhere else.
Every other country in the world basically uses that. That's right.
I kind of wish I had a better idea of Celsius temperature growing up, because it's just not, it doesn't stick with me very well. I still have to hear it in Fahrenheit, and then I can go, oh, that's hot, or oh, that's cold.
Right.
So temperature, we use this word quite often. If you want to know what should you wear outside today, you will look and see today's temperature is what, and then you will know should you wear a coat or should you wear shorts, and that's what temperature is.
Exactly. If you're cooking things, the temperature is important. Of course, these days we're also aware of our body temperature.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Every time you go into a store and they shoot that beep beep, that thing at your head, that's checking your temperature. I think normally it's under 37 Celsius or
98.6.
98.6 Fahrenheit. That's the other way of measuring temperature. That's a normal body temperature. But as we said, getting your temperature checked these days because of COVID-19 is very common. If something is common, it's usual, it's normal, it's not strange. It's not like, huh? What's that? No, no, no. It's something, oh, it's that. Yeah, I expect that. It's very common, it's normal, it's regular. It's not weird or strange or unusual.
Or uncommon.
3 years ago, it would have been strange to have someone check your temperature and you go to the 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
But of course, now it's become common. It's become normal. So, all right, back to the article. It says it doesn't stay that way the whole time. So here again, we're talking about the temperatures in the Sahara Desert. It's very hot in the daytime, but that sentence is actually a little interesting because it says it doesn't stay that way the whole time. So we get the idea that, well, the temperatures are very hot during the day. Maybe they're not so hot at night. You would think maybe it just stays warm even after the sun goes down because it was hot all day long. But no, it actually might change a lot more than you would think.
Yeah, so that's going to be kind of interesting to see what's going to happen. And in that sentence, we had the adjective whole, which means entire or all of it. So in this case, it was the whole time, meaning the entire time or the entire day. But this was only talking about daytime temperature. So daytime is not the whole day, because daytime and nighttime, that would be the whole day. So that is this word whole.
Yeah, 100% of something is the whole thing. I couldn't eat that whole pizza. It was too big. You could?
I could.
Okay, well, there's some left. You can have it during the break. And we'll take that break now. We'll finish off the whole pizza, and then we'll be back with more. At night, it becomes freezing cold. That's a little surprising, isn't it? Well, there's more. The Sahara gets snow, has nearly 2 billion trees, and has over 20 lakes. People can only drink from one of those lakes. Most get water from the desert's over 90 oases or the Nile and Niger rivers. There's more to the Sahara than you think.
Okay, so welcome back. So we just found out that in the daytime, the temperature is really, really hot in the Sahara Desert.
Yeah, the highest temperature was 58 degrees Celsius, which is 136.4 degrees Fahrenheit.
My gosh.
I looked up for you.
Thank you.
But no matter how you say it, it's really hot.
It's really hot.
But they also said that it's not hot the whole day long, right? In the middle of the day at lunchtime or whatever, when the sun is right above you, sure, it will be hot. But once that sun goes down, the heat goes away very quickly.
Yes, and so if we look now at our reading, we have at night, it becomes freezing cold.
Wow.
That's a little surprising, isn't it?
That is a little surprising. I mean, you would expect it to get a little colder during the nighttime because, of course, the sun's not up. But to find out that it actually becomes freezing cold at night, that is surprising because when we put the adjective freezing in front of something, we imagine cold, maybe even icy, like ice cream. Like you go outside on a really cold day and you don't have a jacket and you spend a few hours standing around outside. How are you feeling? I'm freezing. It's kind of used as a way of just saying I'm very, very cold, but it could actually technically be under 0 degrees Celsius, right? So the freezing area of your refrigerator, for example, we call that the freezer. The temperatures in there are freezing, and you put the things you want to freeze, to use the word as a verb, in that small icy box at the top of your refrigerator. Your ice cream, things like that. They want to be kept at freezing temperatures or temperatures below 0. But when we're talking about ourselves and our body and our skin, even on a cold day, it might be a little bit over 0, like 5 or 10 degrees. But if you're not dressed well, you could be freezing or just very, very cold. And as we get back to the article, here's something that is going to blow your mind. Well, there's more. Here's some more amazing facts. I find this even hard to believe.
Yes, I agree.
The Sahara gets snow. It actually snows in the Sahara. I don't know where, and it probably doesn't snow much, so don't take your skis to the Sahara for your winter holiday. You won't get skiing there, but you might see snow there. So the Sahara gets snow, has nearly 2 billion trees. I don't see any trees in my imagination. I see sand and
sand dunes.
Trees. And here's another one. And has over 20 lakes. There's water, and not just a little water, well, maybe, but there are 20 lakes somewhere in the Sahara Desert.
Yeah, so this whole
water,
image,
trees, snow.
Right? Yeah, you're starting to think like, wow, this is not your typical image of a desert.
Right.
And I think that's why this whole article is so surprising and called the Surprising Sahara, because this is not something a lot of people think about.
Well, what's next? Dolphins live in the Sahara Desert? No, I don't think so, but who knows? I'm surprised.
Yeah, and so this all is super interesting, I think. And also going back to this kind of freezing temperature at night, I guess it kind of makes sense because there's not a lot of kind of grassy ground or anything like that to hold in the heat.
Or
so
water
it's just,
to help anything happen.
You've got a lot of, all the heat just kind of disappears at night, and I feel like I've been in a desert in Las Vegas, not nearly as big as this desert, but it'll be super hot during the day and then super cold at night
that's also maybe because the air is so dry.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah, so that makes you feel even colder at night. Maybe.
So in the reading we have this word nearly, and so nearly is an adverb, and this means almost. And so whatever verb we place it with, you will say that you are almost done with that verb. So for example, you might say like, oh, I nearly fell asleep when a loud crash woke me up. So you had been that close to falling asleep, and then boom, now you're awake again. So we can use this with any verb that we want to say. You almost did that verb before something happened, or dinner is nearly done, so it's almost time to eat. So that is this word, nearly.
I'm so hungry, I really want to eat now. It's nearly done?
Nearly done.
5 more minutes?
3 more minutes.
3 more minutes, okay. So we're like 95% there, 95% finished. All right, we also have this big word, well, it's a small word for a big number, billion. That's right. It might look like million. It's got a B in front, so it's a different number, but it's a big number. Imagine a 1, and now put 9 zeros after that 1, or it's 1,000 million. 1,000,006 Add 1,000, that's 3 zeros, 9 zeros. A big number. 1 billion people in India. More than 1 billion people in China. Like 7 billion people in the world?
Yeah, I think so.
These days? Yeah. So when you talk about really, really big numbers, 1 billion is something that would come up. But for most people, I don't think I have 1 billion of anything.
Oh, I would guess not.
Right. Anyway, let's get back to the article.
People can only drink from one of those lakes. Remember, there are 20 lakes in the Sahara Desert.
Really?
And people can drink from only those lakes. Wow. And most get water from the desert's over 90 oases or the Nile and Niger rivers. There's more to the Sahara than you think.
There's a lot more to the Sahara than you think. Absolutely. Well, 20 lakes, you might think, oh, that's great. So, you know, traveling around in the Sahara, you can find water. There's 20 lakes, but only one of them has water that is safe for people to drink. The other ones would probably be salty or full of minerals or just not good for you. They wouldn't taste good, and your body wouldn't be happy having that water inside of it. You'd have to look for an oasis. If you want to get a good, clean drink of water in the Sahara Desert. And an oasis is basically a small area with plants, with trees and small bushes maybe, around a natural spring. So this is water that is under the ground, and kind of like the hot springs we have here in Taiwan, it bubbles up to the surface, and this is something that allows people to drink cleaner, healthier water, but it wouldn't be a lake. You might not find any fish in an oasis, but if you're that tired, dying traveler stuck in the Sahara and you see the trees ahead of you waving in the heat of the sun, an oasis, and you can imagine the guy crawling forward and drinking the water. This is the way people survive in the Sahara Desert. The humans, you know, who live there, they get their water. Camels and other animals, of course, look for an oasis for a nice, clean, healthy drink of water. We have a plural of this word, so it's not oases, because that would be weird. It's oases. So the plural, if you have more than one oasis, the I there turns into an E, and it goes from oasis to oases. Either way, it's a good drink of water. Let's take a break. Oh, no, let's end it. That's it. We're stuck in the middle of the Sahara Desert. But we know a little bit more about it. We're going to be able to survive, hopefully. We have our jacket for the nighttime, right? We have our head covers and our bottle of water for the daytime. I think we'll be okay.
Hopefully.
I think we'll be okay. And maybe we'll find some dessert in the desert. But I'm not really confident of that.
Yeah, I'm not going to bank on that.
No. All right. Thanks for joining us, guys. We'll see you somewhere, not in the Sahara, but somewhere else in the future. Until then, be well and bye-bye.
Bye.
The Sahara is also the hottest desert. In summer, daytime temperatures above 49 degrees Celsius are common, and the hottest temperature on record was 58 degrees Celsius. It doesn't stay that way the whole time. At night, it becomes freezing cold. That's a little surprising, isn't it? Well, there's more. The Sahara gets snow, has nearly 2 billion trees, and has over 20 lakes. People can only drink from one of those lakes. Most get water from the desert's over 90 oases or the Nile and Niger rivers. There's more to the Sahara than you think.
Hi， 大家好，我是 Stephanie。那我们今天从单字一起来看。第一个单字呢是 temperature， 名词，气温、温度。Temperatures have risen over the past few years。近几年气温逐渐攀升。第二个单字呢是 whole， 形容词，全部的、整体的。Tom was very hungry, so he ate the whole cake. Tom 很饿，所以他吃掉整块蛋糕。第三个单字呢是 freezing， 形容词，极冷的、结冻的。After walking in the snow, my feet were freezing. 在风雪中走过后，我的脚都冻僵了。最后一个单字呢是 nearly， 副词，几乎、将近。I've nearly finished the book I borrowed from the library. 我从图书馆借的书快看完了。好，那我们一起看今天的文法。第一个文法呢是 on record， 有记录的。record 是名词，记录、记载的意思。 那大家想想，什么东西会被记录下来呢？当然是处于极端的事物。所以这个片语常常搭配的形容词都是最高级的，表示史上最点点点或是最点点点的记录。Andy was one of the fastest runners on record. Andy 是史上最快的跑者之一。那今天的第二个文法重点呢是 That's a little surprising, isn't it? 那有点不可思议，对吧？ Isn't it 是附加问句的用法。我们只要记得附加问句的第一个特点呢，就是它是唱反调的跟屁虫。主要句子是肯定的时候，附加问句就会用否定。此外呢，它第二个特点呢，就是它要跟主要句子以逗号隔开。例如 Faye and Ben are a couple, aren't they? Faye 和 Ben 是一对情侣，不是吗？在这个句子里面，前句是用 be 动词的肯定句，所以后面配上 aren't they be 动词的否定句。再举一个例子给大家听哦。我有一个朋友希望男友眼里只有她，所以每次出去逛街的时候，她都会锁定男友的目光，不准他乱看。所以她常常问男友 You didn't just look at that girl, did you? 你刚刚没有看那个小妞吧？有吗？好，回到重点。在第二个例句当中呢，我们要注意的是主要句子是用助动词的 did 的否定用法 didn't， 所以附加问句就要用肯定的 did though。好，那今天的讲解就到这里 ，See you。
I'm Jamie.
I'm Ian.
And today we're playing Guess the Bear, where we have 3 cards with words or phrases on them, and we need to guess what they are because we're using the word bear to replace them instead of the actual word. So, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, you will go first, and
Okay.
I'll read. Okay, good. 1 word noun. In the summer, the heat is worse in the bear, and my cat sleeps in the bear and goes out at night.
Day.
Close.
Daytime.
Good. Yes. Okay, good. All right. 1 word. Adjective. Can you turn on the heat? I'm bare. And after playing in the snow, my feet were bare.
Freezing.
Good. All right. 1 more word. Adverb. It's been bare a year since they got married. And the roller coaster wasn't bare as scary as I thought.
Nearly.
Good. Wow. All 3.
Ooh,
Okay.
I did that super fast.
Yeah, that was very fast.
I know, it's probably the first time because sometimes I always miss like at least a word or 2.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good job.
Okay, now it's your turn.
Okay.
Okay, and go timer.
Okay.
Okay, the bear outside is freezing. Wear a coat. The current bear is 21 degrees.
Weather? Temperature?
Yes, there you go. Okay. Second word, it's an adjective. I can't believe he ate the bear thing. After working out, my bare body was sore.
Whole?
Yes, you got it. All right. Third, it's a phrase. It's 2 words. Today's snowfall is the highest bear. This summer is one of the warmest bear.
On record?
Yeah, whoa.
Oh, wow, I didn't think of
look at
it.
that.
I was thinking it was like either in history or on record. So
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I was just thinking in history maybe, but then I was like, okay.
That's probably the
maybe
first
on
time
record.
like I've ever gotten all 3 and with a partner that has also gotten all 3. Because
Yeah.
usually like you miss 1 or 2.
Oh.
See you next time.